Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. On February 5th and 6th, the StarCityGames.com Open Series returns to Indianapolis, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players, over $17,000 in cash prizes for the Standard, Legacy, and Draft Opens, 18 SCG Invitational slots up for grabs, SCG Players Club benefits, live coverage courtesy of SCG Live, tons of side events, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join StarCityGames.com in Indianapolis, and we'll see you there. So welcome back, everybody, for our final segment. These are our top 10 cube cards here with my buddy Matt Gargiulo from the acquisitions department.
Hey, guys.
That's right. So you are a longtime cube player.
That's true.
As am I.
Yep.
And we are going to talk about the top 10.
All right.
Now, up first, we're going to talk about the runner-ups. Now, these are the cards that almost made our top 10.
Almost
now,
good enough.
Why did Green Zenith not make the top 10?
For me, I like tutors, don't get me wrong, but it's not powerful enough. It doesn't get enough cards, in my opinion. It only finds green guys. And it's not a card that I'd really draft highly. So
yeah, I mean, it is sort of like a one-shot survival almost.
Yeah.
Now, that also tells you a little bit of the power level of Cube, in that we're going like Green Sun Zenith can only get every green creature.
Not good enough.
No matter what's in your deck and at any point in time, man, whatever. So what about the Red Zenith? We're not putting the Red Zenith in there either.
No. Cards like Banefire are really important, because if your opponent's sitting there with 6 or 7 cards, like if you have Red Zenith, it's not quite as awesome as something like Banefire, where you just... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
and just take care of them, which is nice. Massacre Worm was another one we just could not figure out was cube worthy. Like it's just the black cost.
Triple black is rough, yeah.
And the -2/-2 sometimes in cube just doesn't do anything.
Not big enough. Also, yeah.
They play a Titan, you play a Massacre Worm.
Yeah, and they laugh at you as they beat you to death.
It's like, okay, kill that, and then I kill you. All right. So, but up next, I want to talk about our upgrades. Now, the upgrades is essentially where we just took one card that is of similar use and/or ability and just strictly gave it a better version.
I agree.
Which the first up is a Quarter Paladin for Blade of the Sixth Pride.
Yep. People always laugh when I have Blade of the Sixth Pride, and you open your pack and you're like, what's this little stupid card doing? But the number of times you get killed by a 3/1 in cubes actually it's a lot, So,
yeah.
And this guy's just way better.
Yeah, he is. He just, brings the beats. Any sort of white X, weenie strategy, white-red, which is nice, even white weenie.
Yeah.
This guy on turn 2 is something they don't want to see. A control deck would be pretty scared. Up next is, of course, the Blight Steel Colossus for the Dark Steel Colossus.
Yeah.
Strict upgrades.
I think so, too.
How do you feel about Blight Steel Colossus? I'm curious.
I don't like it.
Why?
Because I don't think you should have gigantic robots like that to just kill you in one shot. Emrakul's awesome, but he's kind of iconic, you know what I mean? Like, gigantic alien. Blah, 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 blah. But if you just have this thing, it doesn't do it for me, really, on a flavor level.
Yeah.
And, like, in Cube, I mean, you have tons of powerful spells, don't get me wrong, but he's too much for me.
He's death.
I don't like him.
The end. Okay.
Yeah, you have one turn to find something.
Wow.
I mean,
so for me, one of the things I'm upgrading this time around is I'm actually switching out Flame Rift for Slag Storm. At least that's the plan.
Yeah.
Because Slag Storm just seems absolutely fantastic.
It's awesome. It's basically the same card, except you can also Fire Spout their team, which is much better than, Flame Rift, where you just char yourself.
Well, I mean, Flame Rift was also important because it was mana efficient.
Sure.
2 mana for 4 damage, which was important at the time. But also it's about sort of what these cards do and what they can do. Now, on to the official top 10 list. First up, I'm going to talk about Signal Pest, because Signal Pest is just...
He's cool.
He's so, unassuming.
Yeah.
You're just like, Signal Pest.
It's
you're
true.
Like, let me play it turn 1.
Yeah, we were actually talking about it. We're like, oh, man, I don't know. He's pretty good, I guess. But he goes in every single aggressive deck. I mean, 1 mana. It's pretty good. You can't really be blocked. And then you have your Decree of Justice decks and stuff, and you just smash for $1 billion. He's really good, I think.
Because nobody wants to sort of take the time to block the Signal Pest, but they'll block everything else that's being pumped by the Signal Pest. Now, by that same token, the next card we're talking about is Contested Warzone for the Cube, which just seems unreal in the aggro decks.
I agree. It's very good, and mostly because in Cube you have... it's not really aggro versus aggro all the time.
Right.
So in aggro versus control, where they have like a Kiga or something, and that's our only guy, like they're going to take $1 million from Contested Warzone plus Mon's Goblin Raiders. You know what I mean? So it just does a lot.
Oh, I can just imagine a Contested Warzone with something like Bitter Blossom.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Oh, so insane. Now, the next up is Leon and Relic Warder. Love a Hate Bear.
Yeah.
Solves problems.
Yeah. Actually, those are my favorite types of cards in Magic, are the little mana-efficient guys, like little 2-for-1s. Like, I love Shriek Maw and guys like that. And this guy's just perfect, I think. So, even though he costs the worst mana, white.
Oh, I don't get the worst mana.
It's the worst.
Red's pretty bad, too.
Red's pretty bad.
That's not, but still, speaking of fixing mana, Sphere of the Suns is next. Now, absolutely going in my cube.
Yeah, that thing's sick.
God, it's so good.
Yeah, I have all of the, what do you call them, the signets in mine. And this, I think, is it's a better fit for a lot of people's cubes that don't want signets. We go back and forth on this all the time, actually. So
I don't like signets.
I know.
We talk about it.
I know. But you're okay with Sphere of the Suns, right?
Sphere of the Suns as a one-of. You know what I mean? It's one thing.
Right.
It's not completely supplementing Green's ability to fix mana.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah. It's good, I think. So.
But the beats come from Hero of Oxid Ridge.
That guy's sick.
God, that guy's so good. He's so good.
Yeah, haste is really important, especially in Cube, where if your guys are sitting around, the chances are that they're going to get swept or they're going to get killed or control magic, which is way worse. So you just want something that gets in there and actually does a bit of damage. And plus, the control decks are all relying on cards like Wall of Omens and what's the
C8 Oracle and stuff
and the
like
08
that.
Flying Wall
Yeah,
too.
the Wall of Denial.
Yeah, Wall of Denial.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
cards like
good
that.
luck.
Like I got a bunch of tokens, even things like Bitter Blossom tokens, that the control decks will use to try to just sort of stop the onslaught. This guy goes, all right, whatever, you're not blocking anymore. Kill you.
Yeah.
He's great.
Pretty powerful.
Now, Slag Storm we had mentioned as an upgrade, but it's also our number 5 just because it is so good.
I like it. Yeah, I think it's going to see constructed play.
I think it's going to see a ton of constructed play.
Yeah, it's actually, like, now that Fire Spout is still in Extended, I mean, you're probably not going to see it there. But in Standard, for sure.
Absolutely. Now, the next one is probably the best removal spell since Path to Exile. Go for the Throat.
It's quite good. Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, just the ability to kill black creatures, and most people in their cubes play Renflesh. I don't know if you play Renflesh in your cube.
I've had it in my cube.
Like, it's just better, of course.
I mean, strictly better. It's the fact that, even all the way at the beginning, sort of, Renflesh sort of broke the mold first.
Yeah.
But all the way back to Alpha, like black removal spells couldn't remove black creatures was this sort of thing and this thinking that is, come over the entire of the Magic lifespan. And now we have Go for the Throat, which is like,
it's a shift, for sure. Yeah. It's one that I like to see, for certain. I like cards that do more things for less mana. So
absolutely. All right, so number 3, we're hitting the biggies. This is Thrun, the last troll.
He's huge.
Tell me about Thrun.
He's really good. And I don't know, like, he's a great cube card, especially just because most of the cards you have in your cube are either really, really broken, like Black Lotus, or they're really great utility guys, like, Leon or Relic Warder, or whatever, or Sack Elder or something like that.
Sure.
And he's a gigantic monster that is really, really hard to kill.
With Troll Shroud, that will stick any equipment on him and just stomp you into the dirt.
It's true.
Speaking of equipment, Sword of Feast and Famine.
I like that one too.
All the swords go in.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Like auto.
Yeah. I mean, I've had all the Planeswalkers in my cube at one time or another too, and then some of them fall off the map, like Chandra Blaze probably not getting there.
I was going to say, like, you didn't actually put Chandra Blaze in
She's in there for a little bit. They all get their time.
Oh, even Nissa?
Nissa was in there.
Did Nissa come with free Nissa's Chosen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got
that's
2.
fun.
Yeah.
2.
You got 2.
2.
Otherwise, like, what's the point of having 1? You have to block.
No, I mean, I was going to put 3. I feel like 3 is a better number. It might be too many.
Yeah. Either way, it sucked. So don't do that to your cube. ...
Not worth it. So who cares?
But yeah, the sword. I think it's probably better than Body and Mind, but worse than the original 2.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I don't think the original 2 are going to be sort of in danger. Maybe the last sword will be close, but this one provides an effect, which is neat, the untapping.
Yeah, I have Seedborn Muse in my cube already. Seedborn Muse is quite disgusting. So, I mean, I have Miss Meadow Witch in there too. So.
Yeah, you can do some pretty fun, crazy stuff. But the number 1 cube card, now, I put these in the order in which I felt that people would put them in their cubes. Mm-hmm. So I feel every single person that has a cube will put Phyrexian Revoker in it.
I agree.
All right.
2 mana of any color for semi-Pithing Needle effect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really the same, but, for a cube, it turns off so many powerful cards. Survival of the Fittest, Recurring Nightmare, Jace, any Planeswalker, Sword, blah, blah,
you know what's even funny?
Everything. So,
it also shuts off the mana abilities, so you can say stuff like Soul Ring.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think that we've both had games in Legacy where you have a Pithing Needle and they have an LED down and you're pretty sure they're going to kill you next turn, So you just run it out there and hope that they don't know. But now you can actually do it.
And it actually works.
Yeah, it actually works.
Yeah,
So,
no trixies.
Yeah.
All right, so that was our cube rundown. I would like to thank Matt Gargiulo for joining us.
Thank you.
I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Until next time, this is Evan Irwin, tapping the cards so you don't have to.
I always like the fatties.
Because they get a kick out of that. Okay. All right. All right, so that was our cube rundown. I would like to thank Matt Gargiulo for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, and hope you guys had a good time. We will see you guys here next time. Tapping the... Ben, good. I was like, I can do this. I can get through this. I hate you so much.